In this video, I want to share my experience and encounter with some group of folks here on TikTok yesterday night, right? And these are a group of people whom those of us in this part of the world who have seen errors around them and try to share ideas on how to curb their excesses and nuisances across the internet. It doesn't matter if you're on X. In fact, X is their epicenter, right? Facebook, they are not active there, but on TikTok and X, well, with Instagram, that's where they are. But across all the social media apps in Nigeria, they are everywhere there, doing all the like. Are you getting what I'm saying? So these people are what you call the obedient movement. I don't know what you call them, but that's what I've heard them. But I don't have time for them though. I really have time for such because I've figured out that in this part of the world, trying to sell brain or fact or evidence to an average person in this part of geography is like administering drug to a dead body, which at the end of the day, we end up in effort in futility. It is something that most of the folks I've seen on the internet has pointed out that Obi himself have failed in his leadership role to caution his followers and bring them to order. These people are becoming something else. Everywhere you go, all they have mastered is verbal abuse. It doesn't matter if you are older than them. It doesn't matter if you are younger than them. It doesn't matter if you are the oldest person in the country. They're going to rain abuse on you. Abusive words, hectoring, browbeat, scoreboard. One begin to ask himself, who raised those people? Is this Nigeria? You see, I'm not a hypocrite. Majority of those people you see doing that are from my tribe, Igbo. And it's so shameful that Igbo people that produced Nnamdi Azikiwe are now behaving like barbarians in the jungle. What I've come to realize is that in this current dispensation, in this modern Nigerian, the people who understand polity the least are my Igbo tribes. I don't know what has gone into their brain. Probably because at the end of the day, we had more attention on business, such as commerce and trade. And when they make money, they feel I've understand everything about political leadership. And they go about talking all kind of jamborees on the internet, thinking they can persuade people to listen to them or to follow their movement when you are insulting them. You are sick. You are really, really sick. Look at the person of Nnamdi Azikiwe. I've used Nnamdi Azikiwe and what's his name again? Michael Okpara. Those are the two people I've used to give you guys example. I said the day you have this kind of folks, becoming a president in this country will not be a problem. It will never be a problem. Yesterday I was on TikTok and I saw a friend of mine is live and he's on another group. So I clicked on it and I thought it was his own live on TikTok. So when I joined, unfortunately, it turned out that the guy is in another person's live video section. They were talking about politics and I tried to listen and see what is happening. All throughout my stay, up until the point where the guy brought me up to join them, all I keep hearing is insult upon insult. I've said this before, how a young man was on Facebook typing out nonsensical phrases and insulting Her Excellency Onuremi Tinubu. Yesterday, this is not about typing. These are young men insulting the woman and insulting the husband and insulting those who believe in the governance of President Tinubu. I had to listen. Then I think I may be making a mistake if I say all of them right there, because I met a guy who actually said he has worked in the academia. He's an academic. He had taught in universities in Nigeria before he migrated out of the country. But the way he sounded simply means that, you see, someone who is educated and one who is not educated is just like the dead and the living. And why this keeps happening is because our education system has decayed. The level of decadence you find within our academics is mind-boggling, astoundingly terrifying, quite appalling. You'll be stupefied when you engage an average Nigerian on things that has to do with logics and reason. How backward and barbaric they are in their thinking ability. Intelligence simply means I'm able to converse with you, share my opinion, and be able to back my debate with facts rather than insult people. I've said it time and time again. Anyone who debates fact is either you are dead, that's your brain is dead, or you are not a human being. You may look like one, but you're not a human being. You don't debate facts. Yesterday, as they were insulting those guys, I was just laughing. You know, because I know I've heard about them, I've never seen them online, real time doing that. I don't have time for that nonsense. I have a lot of time that I used to do something, to put in one or two stuffs into my brain. So why would I have time listening to all of those useless stuffs being put out there? So yesterday, they were talking about the fact that the government has failed woefully. And anybody who is not obedient follower, you must receive heavy insults. It doesn't matter if what you are saying aligns with facts, they're going to insult you. And as they are insulting you, they are insulting President Tinubu, they are insulting the wife. That simply means a dead society. Which parents raise these charlatans? Where are they? Who is the leader they are following? You see, if they are my follower and I'm a leader, I should be very shameful of myself for not being able to call them to order. It is, you see, everything rises and falls on leadership. If they are President Tinubu's follower, I'm gonna say what I'm saying right here. If they are Atiku's follower, I'm gonna say what I'm saying right here. If they are Mechi's follower, I'm gonna say what I'm saying here. It is not making sense anymore. I thought they were just insulting the lady and the husband. They brought me up and they asked me a question. I tried to reply with facts. This is how the guy were insulting me. You see, nobody has a monopoly of madness. You've never seen madness until you meet a madman. I didn't reply to any of them using an abusive word. I never do that. I tried just to sell sense to them. They wouldn't listen. They were just raining insults. It's a proof that these guys are alive, but they are dead. I think it was Socrates who said, unexamined life is not worthy to exist. They need to be killed. They need to die. And if you see the questions they are asking, stupid questions, aimless questions, business questions. And in their head, they think they are intelligent. You think you are doing good to your leader, Peter B. I have to call him. You have to call you people to order. You are doing him a great disservice. You don't understand the layering of your political system in Nigeria. If you must be the president of this country, I've said it time and time again, one of the first people you have to be able to acquire their trust. It's not just the people, the masses alone. You have to acquire the trust of the political elite or the intellectuals. He has failed woefully. Extremely, like he has failed flat in that angle. And that's because what these felons are doing. Insulting everybody, left and right, black, blue, and you can't call them to order. You have the capacity. If you ever post anything and say, from today henceforth, please, I know you are my follower. From today henceforth, everywhere you go on the internet, be it TikTok, be it X, be it Instagram, be it Facebook, everywhere you see something that does not align with truth or fact, please debate it with a superior fact and do not insult nobody. I do not encourage that. And if you continue to do that, please stop being my followers. They're going to adhere to you. But probably you are looking for people to follow you. Maybe you think you are a celebrity. I've listened to a lot of guys who have brains in this country point out this thing I'm saying now. Say, you have to caution them. You've not done that. If this is the kind of people you want to put us so that you rule us with these idiots. Right? These are the kind of people you want to rule us with or to govern us with. That's an insane society. It's because you are living in a country where they say we are practicing democracy. They can't do what they are doing here in China. You can't come up in China on live TikTok and you are insulting Xi Jinping. He's a madman. He's a stupid man. That man is a bastard. That man is this. Your brain is dead if you do that. They are going to make sure that you are locked up and never see the sky anymore in your lifetime. So what is wrong with average Nigerians? Who is raising these people? Nobody says that you can't debate with your elders. But don't insult nobody. Don't insult nobody. You think you can insult people more than myself? You think you are too abusive more than myself? I just felt to just waver it and go my way. Because there's something in my head that is not in your head. You are dumb. You are doing a great disservice to the man. That's why I've looked at him and audited every single aspect of life. I can't give him my vote. Even if they are pointing AK-47 rifle before my fall, I can't give him my vote. That's failed on many things. He's there talking. The right things you should put in order. You have failed woefully. You should caution these charlatans following you. Caution them. They are youth. Tomorrow they're going to be old. You can't breed this kind of backward youth into the system. You are the one breeding them. It doesn't matter how you want to see it, because you can't caution them. You can't bring them to order. They are following you. They are defending you. That's not defense. That's destruction. You may not understand that, because probably you don't have any political thinker that can reason logically around you. If he does, you're going to tell, call these people to order. And make sure you tell them that if these people don't stop this, stop following me. It's as simple as that. You can't be insulting people, old people, young people, madam, everywhere you follow. You can follow me. You should not follow me. Go. You can't do it because you're afraid. If not, they will not give you vote. You're not a leader. If that's the case. You're not a leader. That's the case. Insult everybody and they were after giving them some of my own view and opinion on the economy to the degree in which the time permitted me, about 6 of them said they were going to ask me questions. This person will ask aimless question. I will try to respond to it using facts. He will go to another one and start talking all kind of manner of, all manner of jamborees. And his followers, his coolness, naive followers are clapping for him. That's the right thing. You are being cool, like you are being dumb. It's only a dummy who is not right and he continues to push error. You are a dummy. How many people do you see that are following President Tinubu that is everywhere on the internet insulting nobody? You can't see them. Do you think it is just a miracle? People breed the lifestyle of their leader. This is because every time I've said this, Obi is trying to turn himself into a content creator on X. If before I go 1 minute, 1 night, he post there. If Gary enter 1 night, he post. No, that's not leadership. If has been able to superiorly strategize and initiate his political dexterity, next with the leadership prowess, He wouldn't be doing all of those things. And people following him, when you listen to it, you say, yeah, these are guys who read. These are guys who research before they say anything. But you see them, they keep talking. What they were telling me yesterday is, do you have emotion? People are dying. All those nonsense. You see, I'm a man. You see, my type of leader is a man that believes that he wants to discover what makes you cry. I'm not interested in your tears. If I dry your tears, you're going to cry more time. If I dry it again, you're going to cry one more time. But if I'm able to stop what makes you cry, you're going to cry again. So you can't buy into my emotion. We are thinking about the way out for Nigeria. We are thinking about industrialization. We are thinking about the best superior strategy. We understand, based on history of economics, its antecedent, that economics is a business of trial and error. It's not a physics principle. You have to try, you fail, you try it again. If all your previous administration has done the right thing, President Tinubu would probably, you'll be in a $3 to $5 trillion economy, and none of you will be here ranting. You've not been able to appreciate the reform and institution and the policies being bettered every day to make sure that they enhance the life of these citizens in this country. You think it will all happen like miracle? What type of nonsense is that? I told them yesterday, there's nothing that President Tinubu is doing now that Javier Milei is not doing in Argentina. Go and check. In the 1980s, Margaret Thatcher had to reform in Britain. Go and check. They had to even carry out riots because people, hyperinflation. There's no country you call in this world that didn't have a turbulent time, but the capacity to stand all throughout that phase is what brought them to a developing country or a developed country. The reason why you have remained like this is you want everything to be subsidized. They say food. You can't eat food all your life. There are better things that we need to invest in. Infrastructures. We need to deal with the real issues so that we can actually attract other people to come into this country and invest as foreign direct investment. That's the biggest issue we are having in this country, because if we don't get these things done, we are going to be trapped forever. Get the people following you to be well ordered. They can't be doing all of these nonsensical stuff. Everywhere on the internet, they are rambunctiously insulting one another for no reason. Even the people who didn't insult, they are insulting everybody. Why do you do that? That is a dumb strategy. It's a lofty, dumb strategy. You Igbos, every day you are crying. You've not been able to produce president. You can't produce president by insulting everybody else in the internet. I've told you people, you want to produce president, you have to find people who have the lifestyle of Zig and Michael Okpara. Come and shoot me in my head. That's what you need. You don't understand it. They'll be petting Obi who petting you here? To pet you so that you talk to these people. Get them to be. Is that how you're gonna govern? A real leader, when you go into power, you stop nonsenses. You stop all manner of excesses. You stop it forthwith. You've not been able to do that. You say, probably you believe that if you tell them, they will stop following you. You're not a leader. If I'll tell you, don't follow me. If you listen to them keenly enough, they're not saying anything. They don't read, they don't research. They abuse you watching football. After football, they want to come and use the file in their head that talks about Champions League and Naniga to come and debate me on economic principle. How do you think that is possible? It's just like I woke up right now and I say, I'm setting a panel in Harvard University to debate this professor of emeritus, what is his name? Robert Magambieri Onga. I want to debate him on economics or law. Nonsense. I'm going to feel flat. Because that's a discipline that he has spent all his life studying, researching. When you meet people who know better than you, first instinct is listen and learn. Nigerians don't study. They don't read. If you ask them how did China develop, they don't know. If you ask them, probably most of them, they know the man called Deng Xiaoping. How did his idea change China? They don't know. They say, you look at Singapore. Who initiated the reforms? that changed. Do you know that people were starving to death in those countries before they did what President Tinubu is doing? If you don't do it this way, you can't change it. All this fuel subsidy removal, all this food removal. Do you know how much we're paying for commodity subsidy, such as foods? Over $1 billion every single month. That's what we are subsidizing. Do you know what $1 billion is about? It's about 1.3 trillion naira. You have to buy sense. If Nigeria, say for instance, in the 1999, when we crossed from military rule to democratic governance, if we had started the reforming like the Southeast Asian countries, or imbibing the ideas that reshaped the industrial system in the Western Europe, by now we would be $5 trillion economy. We'll be richer than Germany. We'll be richer than Japan. We'll be richer than India. But look at where we are, struggling with $350 billion and thereabout. The reason why it's like that is because the previous administration failed woefully. That's not President Tinubu's buy sense for one day. I asked each and every one of them, I said, do you believe that you are more intelligent than folks like the One Bank MD and Anbied? Or you are more intelligent than the manager of Shell? Or you are more intelligent than Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala? Or you are more intelligent than Sanusi? Or you are more intelligent than most of these financial institutions that is commending what President Tinubu is doing? How do you, I can't just, see, I don't know how to live with this kind of people. It makes you look as though you are living with dead people. And that's because in this country, everybody have opinion. They want to share something about politics, because they are democracy. You want to be like China, you don't do it in China. In China, there's a certain level of expertise you need in a certain field to be able to share your opinion about politics. That's your China. If you are to be in China, all of these guys will never open TikTok and start talking about President Tinubu. You go to 100 years in jail, in prison. You go to prison. That's it. But most of you here, every day, Tinubu is today, because they give you the plenary authority to fool yourself around. You think that's criticism. No, that's insult. That's insult. I've told you people before. I said, do you know that criticism is a discipline in the academia? In the academia, where people study how to criticize others. You don't just wake up. There's the classical book in my house here by Samuel Johnson, the guy that wrote Oxford Dictionary. And this is compilation of most of his works. There are some certain essays he wrote teaching people how to criticize. It's called critics. You don't just wake up and start talking nonsense. How do you start? Jesus Christ of Nazareth. What curriculum did they use on you guys all throughout your academic years? What curriculum did they, because every day you were pumping your head, you need to pass exam. You cram, you pass, you say, I'm not intelligent. Nonsense. That's not intelligence. You have been hoodwinked. That is indoctrination. Intelligence is the ability to think independently and to ability to research independently. That's intelligence. So when you see what President Tinubu is doing, it's not a must you must like him. What we want is that you criticize him from a factual point of view. You have to arm yourself with the superior ideas that can rival that of his, rather than insult, because you want a certain person to come into power. That's not a problem. But give us the reason why that person should be voted into power. You're present democracy. This is not a one-party state. Yes, everybody believes that as much as they can, let them come and actually try to become the president of the country. But they must give us a tangible reason of why we should vote them. You can't do that by insulting me. In fact, the more you insult me, the more I'm going to... In fact, if there's no means of voting, I'll break the PVC. Do you understand basic psychology? Do you understand basic psychology? And your leader doesn't know the disservice they are doing to him. He doesn't know the kind of harms those nonsense stuffs on the internet are doing to him. The majority of this country, people who have brain, there's something called party administration. There's some primary, before we talk about the presidential election where you vote. The people within the cycle of the party administration, irrespective of the party, are the intellectual elite. They are the ones who determine who comes out to become the president tomorrow. Before you now bring in your vote, you must get this. That's why we even say young people should get into politics. You are there insulting me. Instead of you asking them to buy you a form to go and become a senator, you are on the internet insulting one another. Anybody that says he doesn't like your favorite leader, you start insulting him. You mean your brain is dead? You are gone. Like in medicine, they call it E-flat. You are not dead. You are not alive. You are just like that. Just like a zombie. Listen to people that have sense. Let them impact some things into your brain. If you want to debate, but come up with facts. Tell me this and this and this. In cooperative analysis to this and this and this is what did this. And this is why it is better that Tinubu do this. And that's why I want my leader to be here, because I know this is what he has been telling us he wants to do. That's brain. Instead of you people have conscience. You people have conscience. Nigeria has been all my life. I've been 30-something years now. 35 years. All my life since I became a man that know things, Nigeria have been crying. All the Nigerians, Nigerian citizens, they have been crying. There's never a time that Nigerian citizens were enjoying. Like they were saying good. The only thing they tell you is that the other person was better. Nonsense. If you ask them, man, what has changed between Goodluck Jonathan, Buhari, and Tinubu, they tell you, oh, during the time of Jonathan, we were eating. My mother in this village will say, oh, you more really. In other words, all you are here to do in this world is just eat. Eat. That's how you want to become you want to cross from a poor country to a first world country. Is that what you're going to do? Go and study, my brothers and sisters. You can't continue doing these things. Go and read. There are good guys out there that you can pay attention. Even if there are not many, maybe 5 of them, pay attention and study their works. There's Adam Smith's work there. Go and read. That's a classical book. If you are not able to comprehend it, go and try that of John Maynard Keynes. If you don't comprehend it, try that of Milton Friedman. If you don't comprehend it, try that of Thomas Sowell. If you don't get it, try that of Schumpeter. If you don't get it, try that of Philip Adjon. If you don't get it, try that of Darina Smologu or James A. Robinson. If you don't get it, I think part of the reason is because in this part of the world we produce amateur kind of economies. I've said it time and time again. You see, we have a lot of quacks here, neurotic quacks. I was listening to a guy on YouTube. He's a Nigerian economist by the name Bismarck Rewen. Very intelligent man. I listened to him keen enough. He's able to share ideas. He's able to provide a better solution. And by the time they were done with that interview, because it was an interview on Channel TV, and they asked him, "What do you know? Why is it that most economists in this world, in this part of the country, are not able to, explain or articulate for their followers what you are doing right now?" He said, "The truth is that you have 2 types of economists." He said, "We have a thinker economist and we have quack economists." He said, "Majority of the people in this country are quack economists." I was like, that actually substantiated what I've been saying over the years. Quacks. Go and listen. There's another man from Enugu here. His name is Professor Kenneth Ife. He has served in Nigeria, served in the entire Africa, and served in Europe. It's making sense. There's a lot of people telling me in the comment section, how does that translate to food? Food, all the time, food. It's a pity that you have people who have master's degree, people who have PhD, and they cannot take the initiative to sit down and study how economy is developed. You don't need to be an economist. I didn't study economy. But it doesn't stop me from studying, from going, like today I saw something, I was trying to look at it and look at it and look at it. I tried to share my own idea. That's what it means to be intelligent. You can't just take up everything that comes your way, you swallow it. Please, P2B, go and call your followers to order. They are doing a great disservice. They are making it almost impossible for you to become the president of this country. If you never heard this, I'm telling you. Nobody will tell you, but I'm going to tell you because we are from the same place. You have to have good guys who have the brain, who help you to get things in the right path. I see a lot of them on Renaud Mokri's timeline. If you see the abusive insult, But when you take what Renan Mokri is saying and try to, scrutinize it based on facts and evidences out there, it's true. So what is the insult all about? Are you dumb? What is the essence of going to school? Who gave you those nonsense BScs and masters and PhD? Who gave you all of those nonsense paper? And it gone into your head and now you are intelligent because you can speak a British English. Now I'm intelligent. Nonsense. Intelligence is the ability to be creative. You can speak more than Queen of England and still be a dummy. Dooms. I've said time and time again, go to the speech that Nnamdi Azikiwe gave in Methodist High School, Lagos, in 1934. Read it and see what he said about education. He has said it he made it very clear that he said it's, your ability to comprehend Pythagoras, solve it, doesn't mean intelligence. Understanding the light, heat, sound doesn't solve it. Your ability to understand dates in history, the ability to read Aramaic, all of that does not make you an intelligent person. The ability to quote Shakespeare, Byron, Chaucer doesn't make you an intelligent person. He said creativity is the soul of every scholar. If you have gone through academics, the first thing that should have been planted into your psyche is the capacity to create newness in an existing idea. So if what President Tinubu is not right, you implant a new idea that is superior to what he's doing. And then probably share it with whosoever you believe that should be your president. Rather than insult him. It's just as simple as that. I've said, you see, on Facebook, sometimes in the past, I read a book on how Dubai, how they developed. One of the things that their leader did was he created a platform where everybody brings in the question and brings in their own idea. In fact, there's a medical section in that country that a lady was the one that brought it. A lady, I think she's a janitor or something like that. She brought in the idea. Their president took it, implemented it across the country. It did not only change the country, changed the woman's life. Your own, you are there running insult on people where your idea could shape culture and bring you to the limelight and take you from where you are to stardom. They were not sending insult to the man. He said he received thousands and thousands of messages in that particular app. Go and do a research about that. So every month you would have to go through it and find the useful ideas. People were not sending insult. They were sending good ideas. That's why the nation is... All of you are waiting for one man to develop the country. Oh my God. You see, you people believe... That's religion is one of the biggest issues in this part of the world. Because your brain have been miraculized. If there's any word like that. You believe in miracles so much. You believe that you're looking for a Messiah. Jesus come and say, from today, our GDP will become $10 trillion and it will happen. You are a dummy. Everything takes time. Precept by precept. You try, you fail. Error, you try again. I don't know what to say to these guys, but it is so pathetic. I'm feeling very contempt to their leader. Extremely contemptuous. Period. The day is getting dark and I have to go because I can't continue this. This is so crazy. These guys should be well ordered. Instead of going from, if you go to a WhatsApp group and even, what is it called? Zend, what is it? No, what's it called? What's this guy's app from Russia? That's how they have groups. Insulting. My dear, what you are doing is, I don't want to become the president of Nigeria. I don't want to become the president of Nigeria. If you don't want me to tell you, I'm going to tell you. Because the political elite who are going to be the ones to make it possible for you, they are insulting all of them in it. They say, okay, no problem, you stay there. You think you're in heaven. I've said this in Tabata. I'm talking to the young Igbos. You can't come up crying, you're not giving us a president. But everywhere you are insulting people, so you don't get it. You have to live a life that's actually exudes civility. I think I'm going. Don't forget, I remain Captain Africa. But send this message to whosoever you believe is obedient or whatever. Stop insulting people. Provide solution to existing problem. That is a superior way to live. Period.